Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Bolano. You guys are just with me today. So I'm getting rid of all this. You guys are trying to call me. Now you know why you can't reach me. So on Wednesdays, I am prepping this stuff for you guys. Just give me 2 seconds. Alright. See, we're live right now. Got a few of you guys joining. Give me 1 second. Just getting situated. Gonna invite Mr. Agudelo on here. If the phone would work. It doesn't want to work. Alright. Good evening, everybody. It is Jonathan Bolano with Bolano Home over at Keller Williams. I am in the process of getting everything situated as always. So while you guys are there, chill out, grab yourself something to drink, grab yourself some snacks, because we're going to be here for a little bit. That light is way too close to you guys. So I was doing a video up in Boston the other day, and one of my lights decided that it wanted to break, and wasn't too happy about that. So let's see, let's get you guys shared over. Once again, if you guys are joining, go grab something to drink. It's going to be at Mr. Agudelo and myself tonight. If I can get Mr. Agudelo in here. There's one. For some reason my computer doesn't want to play nice today. Post. Alright. Almost there. Let me get this rolling so I can see your comments. Tony, thank you for joining. Guys, if you get a chance, go check out the interview with Tony last week. He's a landscaper over in Rhode Island. Doing a lot of great work. You guys can check out his page on Facebook. If you guys go to the last video that we did, it's Tony's Lawn and Garden Services. A lot of quality stuff coming out there. Alright, so for you guys that are watching right now, today we're going to be talking to the buyers. We've been doing a lot of discussions with you sellers lately, and I'm going to switch gears a little bit today and go with the buyers. Also, one of the other things I want to state is that this is the last video of the quarter. I'm happy about this. We've had a full year and change of videos now. If you guys haven't been following us and you're just starting up, we have hashtag Let's Talk from last year. We did a lot of cool stuff with that, and then this year we revamped it a little bit and we called it hashtag Real Estate Talk. And so what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to create a forum for you guys to come listen in and learn, and we're providing content to you guys, but what we're trying to really do is create 30 minutes to an hour of time that you guys can just pop in if you need to, because I know everybody's busy, and just drop questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, anything, however it's related to real estate or something roughly around that. And regardless if I have the answer or not, I can go with, I'm not ashamed to say I don't have that answer, and I can go look it up afterwards and come in back to you and drop it in your inbox. So like I said, this forum is for you right here. This isn't for us. This isn't for us to do much with it. It's just to create somewhere where you guys can bring your questions and your thoughts regarding real estate, because one thing that we both noticed, that Jonathan Agudelo and myself noticed when we first started this, was that a lot of millennials were having a hard time looking to buy properties. They have college loans, they have all this debt, and it just seemed like it was impossible. And so we were like, you know something, what can we do to help you guys, anybody technically, but I mean millennials per se, into feeling more comfortable with buying properties, and to realizing that you can do it, that there are options and there are ways of getting in yourself into a property, even with a lot of the debts that you guys do have. We don't get into those here because, I mean, the level of detail that you'd have to go into for every individual's like scenario is going to always be different. And so the focus here is to hit as many of the top level points as we can. Kind of hit everything from a high level to help get you guys through that beginning initial pain, the initial like that hardship of just saying, I'm going to make this commitment, I'm going to go jump into it. And so if you guys have like this little classroom setting that we're kind of setting up right here to help you guys get acquainted with what real estate looks like from both the buyer's side, the seller's side, and the homeowner's side, it might make it a little bit easier for you to realize, hey, I can do this, because it's really not much different than than renting a property, except on a financial side, instead of putting money into this black hole when you're renting and never getting to feed off of that ever again, you're just paying off someone else's mortgage. When you buy your own property, when you buy your own investment property, you're putting money back into your pocket technically. All right. So on a single family home, in a good market, you're building equity. And so every single time you pay that mortgage down, you start creating, let's say the market stays stable and you buy a house for $200,000 and your mortgage payments monthly are like $500, and that's what you're paying towards your principal. Every single month you put in that $500. If you sell in a year from then, whatever you've paid off, like I said, stable market, you're going to get that back. You couldn't do that with renting a property, right? And then if the market's great and the market does make that increase, well, now you create that delta between what that increase has been and then what you've paid off up till that point. And so that right there is where you can actually cash back out when you go to sell a property. And then the flip side to that, there's home ownership. And with home ownership, let me just making sure Agudelo is not joining in with us. With home ownership, there's different things that you have to be aware of. Like, a lot of people are worried about, like, what if something goes wrong? What do I do? How scary is that? What if the water tank goes? What if the house falls over? What if the house explodes? Well, here we're showing you guys that doesn't necessarily happen on like a regular basis. Call me lucky. In my first house, I was there for 5 years, and the worst that I had to do was change out a water tank. And then outside of that, it was just paint. Everything else was, the siding stayed where it was. The roof stayed the way it was. The kitchen stayed the way it was. The fridge never had a problem. The dishwasher had a few like clogged issues, but I mean that's because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. But those were easy fixes, and you can YouTube a lot of this stuff. And then you also have us right here, where we've been through it. We know people that have been through it, and we can kind of guide you through this, so that way you're not by yourself, and it's not as scary anymore. Because I mean, a lot of you that are watching this are, I mean, I've been friends with most of you for like years now, and if not, then you guys are seeing that I'm putting myself out there and realizing like I'm here for you guys. Like I'm doing it. So anyways, thank you for joining me. Moving on from there, I went off a little bit off topic, and from where I usually like to start. But if you're following us on Facebook, well, let's say you're brand new to this whole entire thing. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and like us. It's going to be Bolano.home. If you're on my personal page right now, go to Bolano.home, at Bolano Home, and you'll see us there. And then also click that See First button, so that way when you guys do come online, our stuff is stuff that's popping up. We're putting up a lot of great content. So on Mondays, we're just doing motivational stuff. On Tuesdays, we're playing like this kind of, it's almost like a game, but it's like a trivia / essay / just something to have fun with, because what we want to do is we want to understand what you guys want. And we're putting up the difference between two different types of like homes, or two different types of bedrooms or living rooms or kitchens, because we want to see like, where are you guys at right now? Where's the market at? Are you guys liking the contemporary? Are you liking the modern? Are you liking the traditional? And so on and so forth. And then Wednesdays, we're having this right here, #Real Estate Talk, every single Wednesday, and haven't missed one for weeks now, because no one's pregnant anymore, and it's easy to get through this stuff. So outside of that, Thursdays, what are we doing on Thursdays? I don't remember what a Thursday is, but I know that on Fridays we're doing the Did You Knows. And on Saturdays, They're just open houses, and on Sundays we're just having fun with you guys and throwing out real estate memes. Everyone says that real estate's pretty dry, which to some degree it can be, or it was, but maybe you just haven't met me and my boy Mr. Lucky up in Boston, because we're going to throw a little twist at you guys coming up soon, but I'm not going to give you guys much more than that. But we're going to start doing things a little bit different. So anyways, that's Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube if you're on YouTube already, and you're watching this there. Subscribe, and definitely hit that bell so that way you guys get the notification the moment that one of our videos get posted. We're posting them up on pretty much a weekly basis, so the moment I finish here, I'm throwing it up there. So definitely check us out on YouTube, and then if you're on Instagram, definitely go and follow us there. I need your help on YouTube. If you're not already subscribed to us there, even if you don't hit that bell, just go and subscribe. We need 100 followers, so that way we can make some changes around, and then we gotta get even more followers on there, so that way we can do some more stuff with that page, because I want to really blow that business page up. But it's hard because YouTube's not a big thing for us right now. We've been focusing a lot on Facebook and Instagram. So if you guys can, I would appreciate if you guys could go onto YouTube after this video or during, and just look up Bolano Home and just hit the subscribe button for us. And if you do like these videos and you like the content that all of us are putting out, then definitely hit that bell so that way you can always be notified when something new comes up. Because real estate talk is not the only thing that we're doing. We're doing pre-recordeds. We jumped off of those for a while. I gotta show you guys my basement one day. It looks crazy. It's like an entire studio down here. People laugh at me all the time, but this is my house, and we're ramping this up and trying to do some more with you guys. So that's your social media stuff. The next thing and the most important thing, because as I've told you guys a number of times already, this is #Real Estate Talk video episode number 12. And what does that mean? That means that this is the last video of Q1. So next Wednesday is going to be a short video where we're just going to juggle the names around of everybody that has shared a video. And to be dead honest, guys, I appreciate you guys more than anything. So many of you have shared these videos on a religious basis, and every single time we're up here, you guys are pushing stuff out there. I would name off names, but I don't want to forget anybody, so you know who you are. I've made mentions to it. I've sent you guys, some of you guys, out some stuff too. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I'm rooting for all y'all, even though only one of you can win. But once again, we all appreciate that. Let's see. Going on from there, explain #Real Estate Talk. Oh wait, no. So the $250 Amazon gift card, you got to share anything between episode number 1 to episode number 12 as of March 31st, 2019. If you haven't, if you're like in April or May or December of 2019, you go start sharing, no one's looking at that. You're all by yourself. I appreciate it, but it's not going to get entered into a raffle or anything. So it has to be between those time periods, and we're going to pull your names out on the 31st, go through and grab everybody's name, and then we're going to throw your names into a hat and see who wins. And then on Wednesday, we'll be pulling that name out, and we're going to call your name out, and then the following week, hopefully we have a pre-recorded of that person. I'll bring them right on live if they want to. And if you are a person that wins and you have a personal job or something that you want to promote, I will bring you on here. We can talk about it. We can just have that fun conversation for a little bit, and let people know about what you're doing. Promote yourself. Use this as your place to educate people about what you do, because it's important. I'm a big supporter of local businesses. I don't do a lot of franchise type of stuff, and so if you're a local person trying to get your stuff up, then contact me. I would love to talk to you and see how we can fit you into our segments here. Moving on from there, if Agudelo was here, so Agudelo has a lot of stuff going on in his life right now, so if you guys pray, keep him in your prayers. If you don't, keep him in your mind and your thoughts, and so on and so forth. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on, but well, I wouldn't say cool, let me change that over. I'm always trying to be on the positive side, but he's just got a lot of stuff going on right now, and so he's I guess he's not going to be able to make it over here with us today, so that's cool. But he was going to talk to you guys about managing your bank accounts and managing your credit, and because today's, like I said, for the buyers of what you need to know. So moving forward from there, buyers. First-time home buyers, seasoned buyers. Maybe you've done this a few times, and every single time it's complicated. You don't understand how to get yourself into that rhythm, so that way it makes it a little bit easier. And that's what this is going to be for today. So here's some tips that I think are important, and some of the things that we do with a lot of our buyers when we're going to be working with them. Actually, I need to make sure. I've done this a few times, and All right, just want to make sure that the voice is on because the mic didn't work the other day, and I recorded about an hour's worth of stuff for nothing. So, anyways, buyers. First thing I think that is most important is, let's say it's you. You're right there. You're looking to buy a property, all right? Talk to the people that are also going to be the decision makers in buying that property. Get them all together, get their names, get their numbers, and give that to your real estate agent, all right? If it's just you, great. But a lot of people like to bring in their parents, uncles, aunts, cousins, dogs, cats, nephews, friend who has a fish, you know, one of those scenarios. So grab all those names and make sure that people are aware of like who those people are, because we want to have as many of those people at the showings, at open houses, at anything that's going to be going on, because otherwise we got to do like, so it's not a problem doing multiple showings, but in this market where things are flipping like this, where you miss an offer today and the house is gone tomorrow, we don't have the luxury of being able to say, oh, well, let's do another showing with your mom and dad on Saturday when we just did one on Monday for you. And then your grandmother on Sunday. Oh, and then your dog on Wednesday to make sure it likes the backyard. Like, no, it doesn't work that way right now. This market is like extremely quick. You got to be flexible. You got to be responsive, because houses are flying off the market like there's no tomorrow. I can kind of go into that in a little bit, but I mean, which I'm going to when I get into the current market side of things. But I mean, it's important for you guys to know that if you're a buyer, you got to be able to be responsive. Otherwise, you're going to lose out on deals left and right. You're not going to get a transaction. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get frustrated with your realtor. You might get frustrated with yourself. You got to know, are you ready to do this? Yes or no? And if you are, you're going to be all in. Because if you're half in, 1 foot in, you're wasting your own time. You got to make that commitment and determine, like, is this for you? And if it is, then get all the right people involved, so that way they are there for those showings. So that way, if you find the property that you love, you can pull the string right there and you can get that property right there and then. Because like I said, and I've seen it happen way too many times already, 1 to 2, it's happened to me myself, 1 to 2 hours late, even moving at the quickest you can, sometimes means that you lose that property. And that's not to discourage, it's just to light a fire under there that says, if you're serious, be serious. So that way you can get the home of your dreams and you can get in there and start getting that transaction rolling for yourself. So the first most important thing that I find is understand who your players are, who are the decision makers in purchasing that property. The second thing that I would get into is, and kind of attached to the first thing, is, are you ready to buy in 45 days? If you find the home of your dreams this Saturday, 3 days from now, it's a Wednesday, so yeah, this Saturday, are you ready to move in halfway through next month? Where are we right now? No, towards the end of next month. All right, it's important to know, because that's how quick the transaction process goes, and I'll jump into it a little bit for you. So let's say this Saturday you put in your offer, and that day it gets accepted. Well, you have 10 business days to get that inspection done, and right after the inspection is done, you go through that repair addendum phase, and you do a little bit of negotiating. But still, the bank at that point is ordering the appraisal to get the appraisal done. So you're already, like, that's like the 3 week to 4 week period right there. Most banks can close in 30 days. So I mean, the 45 days is actually being safe, because it's between 30 and 60 depending on who you're working with. I like to lean towards the 30-day marker. So I mean, but to be on the safe side, 45 days, you get your appraisal done. The appraisal's out there in a couple of days, and like a perfect world and such. So that's all taken care of right then and there. The inspection's going to cost between $300 and $600. Your appraisal is the same exact thing, between $300 and $600. All right, and then after that, you're going to have a commitment date where the lender's going to come in and say, like, yeah, they're good to go. Like, we verified that they're definitely pretty, like, 99% sure they're going to get this loan, and they're going to produce that document. And then, like, 2 weeks after that, you're going to be at the closing table, unless people can move everything a little bit quicker. So I mean, we're talking about back to back to back. If you get your inspection done in the first week, your appraisal will come up the next week, mortgage contingency the next, and then 2 weeks after that, you're closing, basically. Depending on who your lender is, once again, perfect world. So are you ready to buy and go through that quick? Because not a lot of sellers are going to want to sit on their house for 60 days, for 90 days, for 6 months, waiting for you to get your stuff together so that way you can get in. And so what does this mean to you? It means, is your cash in order? Are your bank accounts in order? Do you have the money ready to put down on the inspection and the appraisal, your down payment, your earnest money deposit? Those are things you're going to want to speak about with your realtor, with your lender, and understand what these terms are. We could do videos on these at another point. Once again, money for inspection, appraisal, earnest money deposit, closing costs, and down payment. Now, there's cool ways of doing all this, so that way you don't have to come up with all that money, and you can work once again with your realtor on that. But that's a conversation for another day. So, are you ready to buy in 45 days? And if you have a good lender and real estate agent, are you ready to go in 30 days? Like, is your scenario perfect? Are you ready to go in 30 days? Because that's how quick you can get into a property. That's the second tip and most important thing that I would say to you guys. Third thing is understand your budget and your monthly payments. How much are you paying monthly on a mortgage? Does that include your taxes and your insurance? If it does, is that something that you can handle on a monthly basis? What I like to do is I like to get the pre-approval from the buyer and say, what's your max? Don't care. What is the monthly payments that you're capable of making that like you cannot go any further than that? Reverse engineer that to a max like a loan amount, and that's the number that we work with. I don't want to push you to your going into foreclosure. I don't see any value in that, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't either. I want to put you in a position that's at max comfortability for you, if that's even a word, and get you into a property that you can not only stay in, but you can sustain that lifestyle that you currently have, and maybe a little bit more with this new property. Because remember, you're building equity. This is yours, and there's other costs that come into this that you might not have had when renting. You might finally be paying your own heating bill, your own electric bill, water, trash, so on and so forth. Every city is different, so don't get overwhelmed with that kind of stuff, but there's different scenarios. So my what number is that? My third most important thing that I think that you guys should be considering before going to buy a house, before you even get the pre-approval, or even during the pre-approval portion, or like right after, is have that conversation to find the decision makers. Are you ready to buy in 45 days? And understand your budget. All right? Work with your realtor, work with your lender. They can help you out with that. Fourth thing, which once again is tied to the one previous to this, is your mortgage going to have the taxes, your taxes and your insurance all lumped into it, or are those things you're going to have to pay up separate? Because a $1,000 mortgage with the taxes and insurance included is very, very different than $1,000 without any of it included. Trust me. Work with your realtor on that. Work with your lender. Everybody's situation is different, but that's 4/3.5 of what I think is the most important. Next thing, and once again, these are all stupid important, but location. What locations are you willing to go to? Are you looking to live in? And pay attention to like school districts. Do you have kids? Do you not have kids? A lot of that plays part into, is your house going to, let's say you only want to be there for 5 years and you want to resell and it's in a bad school district, whatever that is. That's going to make it hard to sell that at that point. Because a lot of people want to, like a lot of homeowners have kids and they want good school districts. So where's the high sales going to be? It's going to be around good school districts. So things to pay attention to: location, school districts, and things of that sort. Do you want to be closer to restaurants? Do you want to be next to shopping markets? Do you not want to be anything next to that, and you want to be completely in the woods? And then go from there. So next most important thing would be definitely location and understanding the geography and all the fun activities to do around there. My perfect place would be out in the woods, locked away, with like paths to go hiking and biking and get a kayak and such, and just go disappear for the day, because we're crazy all day over here with real estate. So that's me. Next thing would be all the cool like intricacies of the house. So understanding how many beds you want, what's the minimum, what's the maximum, if there is a maximum, bathrooms, what's the minimum, what's the maximum, and then square footage. A lot of people have a hard time understanding what square footage looks like, so definitely work with your realtor on that. One of the things that I do for people that have a hard time understanding what those various sizes are, that first weekend I'll go and grab a couple different properties like that, preferably open houses, so that way we can kind of educate them on what the various house sizes look like, so that way they can say, hey, I definitely don't want a 700 square foot house, or I definitely do want a 700 square foot house, because 1,000's too much, or 1,000, or even 700's too small, whatever. You guys get the point. Understand, and once again, these are all things you're working out with your decision makers, okay? key components. So beds, baths, extra features. Do you want central air? Do you not? Do you want a pool? Do you not? Do you need garages? Do you not? And this tails into the next, last, and also important thing that I find and extremely helpful for a lot of buyers, first-time buyers, and once again, working with those people that are going to be decision makers. Create 2 buckets, all right? I call these buckets negotiable and non-negotiable, and one day I got to come up with a fun term for those, but at this moment, we're going to say negotiable, non-negotiable. Negotiable, what does that mean? That means, if I have it, great. I would love to have high ceilings, but if I don't, I'm not going to die. But on the flip side, I also non-negotiable want a house that's 5'5" tall ceilings, because I'm going to end up walking around like this all the time, and nobody wants to walk around with a crooked neck. Outside of that, central air. In Rhode Island, a lot of people really like to have central air in their house. They don't want to have to get that big, bulky window unit. So maybe that's a non-negotiable for you. You have to have that no matter what, and that's okay. But make sure that you understand what these various things are, because it's going to help your realtor do a better job looking for the properties that fit your needs the best. And also, it helps you guys stay on the same page. And sometimes you get to a couple of houses and you find out that you wanted a pool with your house, but you don't have the budget for it, or you ended up having more of a budget and you could grab more stuff into your property, like you could get the central air unit, and then you could also have the pool and the double car garage, and you thought that that was even possible. So understanding those different things right there, and bringing that to your realtor, especially on your first meeting, is definitely going to be beneficial for you, and it's definitely going to help you speed up the process, and also understand the value behind properties that you look at. Is this a 10? Is this a 9? Is this an 8? So on and so forth. We like to measure out properties from a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being perfect, 1 being, not really for me. 10, if you guys have watched things on like YouTube and such, 10s are unicorns. They don't exist, all right? I could sit here and stick a cone on my head that doesn't make me a unicorn. Same thing with properties. You can sit there and stick, or whatever. I'm not going to go there. But 10s don't exist. They're like so far and few in between, and most of the time, like for me, it's out of my budget completely. But then there's 9s. 9s are close to 10, so yeah. But if you can find that 8 or that 7, that's pretty close. And if you can categorize that by having all these things understood, then that puts you in a great predicament to determine, like, is this the property I pull the string on now? Or is this something I just walk away from and just kind of like let it go? Like your 6s and your 5s and your 4s, and you definitely need 3 blows. So categorize those things. Talk to your loved ones. Talk to the people that are going to be the decision makers, and make sure you understand these things, because this is going to make, it's going to give you that goal. All right, and it gives you that end goal to work towards, because you're going to know what you're looking for. All right, you don't want to be sitting there blindfolded, walking down the streets and saying like, I like this one, I don't like this one. This one feels nice, but your requirements always change. If you have something written down, it makes your life 400 times easier. Let's see, what do we got going on over here? All right, jumping forward, that's pretty much it for my tips on buying a property. So I'll just recap them real quick. Decision makers know who they are. Are you ready to buy in 45 days? Understand your budget / monthly payments for your mortgage. 4 is pretty much the same exact thing. Location, 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 so important. Make sure you understand where you want to be and why. Beds, baths, extra features. What does that look like? Square footage. Understand what those requirements are, the max, the mins, so on and so forth. And last but not least, with all that entailed, what are your negotiables and what are your non-negotiables? Because that's going to, and write all this down. It sets goals for you, it keeps everything jotted down, and it makes the communication process that much easier. So share that with your realtor, even share it with your lender, so that way everybody's on the same page. The next thing, as always, that I like to do is I like to jump into the current market and some of the statistics of what's going on in Rhode Island right now. As you guys know, we're still waiting on our Massachusetts license. I have no clue what's going on with that. It's been since January of 2019, and we're still just sitting here just twiddling our thumbs, wishing that this stuff was here. If someone has some sort of like insight or some like hand in the Massachusetts like world or whatever, and can like kick up the Bolano team's like stuff, I would highly appreciate it. I give really great hugs. I would offer one to you, but you're on the other side of the camera, so I apologize, I can't provide that. But if you do, I am giving you a like a spirit hug, like hardcore. Don't make fun of me for the spirit hug thing, even though I'm probably gonna have to live that one out for the rest of my life. Moving forward, current market in Rhode Island, Right now, we are still in a strong seller's market. Majority of Rhode Island, I would go with the 75 to 85% range, is all in a seller's market. We're looking at what do you call it? An inventory of 0 to 2 months, technically 0 to 4, but it's pretty good in like the 0 to 2 month marker. The parts of Rhode Island that are mostly in the strong sellers market of like the low inventory, like houses are flipping fairly quickly, is all. Let me see where you guys are looking. Is all in that northeastern portion of Rhode Island. All right, so your Pawtucket areas, Cumberland, Central Falls, Woonsocket. All right, a lot of those areas right there are all in the high sellers market right now. Let me see if I got my information right here. No, I do not. I got a couple of good things for you guys today. I hope you like all this. And then also in central Rhode Island, you got a strong seller's market there. On the flip side, though, and strangely, well, not so strange because it is the beach and the waterfront, so you're going to have higher prices over in those areas. But your oceanfront areas in southern Rhode Island, right along the coast, let me see from where you guys are. Southern Rhode Island, right along the coast, you're going to have a lot of the buyer's market in neutral markets. So these things are properties that are staying on the market between 6 and 7-ish months. All right, 5 and 7. Yes, 5 and 7 months. So that means that properties sitting there, buyers have a higher say in what they want to put in on those properties because there are less buyers and more houses for sale, and so sellers have to beg for the buyer's attention, quote unquote. So yeah, that's the statistics in Rhode Island right now as far as like what type of market we're in. But once again, I say majority of Rhode Island is all a seller's market. So if you're looking to sell, right now is the time, especially if you're in the northeastern part of Rhode Island or in the central area of Rhode Island. Definitely give me a call if you want to. We'll definitely run a comp analysis on your property, let you know what we think it could sell for and see what we can work out together. Moving forward from there, understanding how these types of markets are calculated. I do this every single week so that way you guys have this. It's the number of homes for sale divided by the average number of homes sold per month over the last 12 months. All right, so once again, that's the number of homes for sale divided by the average number of homes sold per month over the last 12 months. So that's how we're calculating whether it's a 0 to 2 months, 2 to 4, whatever. And yeah, I'll move on from there. Already went through all that stuff. So once again, 0 to 4 months is a seller's market, 5 to 6 is a neutral market, and 7 plus is definitely a buyer's market. I got some new cool information for you guys that I don't normally have with me. I'm going to drop that on you guys right now. Let's see, where do I want to start with this? I got some single family stuff, some multifamily, and some condo information for you guys. So because a lot of you guys are working with the single family thing, I'm going to drop some of that knowledge on you right now. Sheesh, I have a lot of you guys popping through today. February of 2019 is where all these statistics are coming from. So right now, the days on the market are seem to be increasing. So houses are staying on the market a little bit longer as the months go into 2019. With December of 2018, it was at 60, and right now in February we calculated 72 days on the market, which is a fairly long time. For solds, we significantly decreased, but I think it's because of the colder months. So December was 775 properties that were sold, and in February it was 534 across Rhode Island of single-family properties only. So as you can see, that market dropped a lot right there as far as how many properties are turning over, and they're just sitting on the market. And also the median price also dropped by 15K too. So the market's kind of kicking downward right now, but that's because of these colder months, I believe. So I would only anticipate that as these spring months start to kick up, you're going to start noticing the influx once again of properties starting to be sold and less days on the market. I'm not sure about you. I am not a cold person. I'm going to be in a sweater if it's cold like this, and that's probably why I'm in it today, because when I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning, it was freezing outside. I don't know about you guys, but when I went out there, it was windy, it was cold, it was unethical. I don't know whose idea that was, but they need to stop. They need to bring back the sun. That's just my personal opinion. Once again, I don't know about you guys. Joanne, thank you for joining us. As always, it's always great to have you with us. Let's see, what else we got here? So that's single family properties right now. If it's important to you from like last year to this year, we're doing better this year in February versus how we did last year. So last year in February, houses that were on the market, they were on the market for 65 days. No, I said that wrong. February of last year was much better than this year. Sorry. So houses were on the market for a max of 65 days, or on average. And then there were 579 sold, which was just a little bit more than where we are this year. But you can still see the same trend where in December of 2017 there was a 900 that was sold, and then that decreased up until February. Once again, probably because it was cold. And then the same thing in December of this year, going into February of this year, you had that pretty strong decrease. So once again, a lot of that's hit because of the cold weather. Moving on from there, that's single families and just a little bit of info there. Condos. Condos are kind of like a growing thing, a growing fad, especially with millennials right now that don't want to manage properties. They want something kind of like you just move in and it's almost, you own it, but you don't have to deal with a lot of the maintenance stuff because you have that condo association that you get to pay into, and they take care of a lot of the landscaping. You get cool like features, like you get pools, you get tennis courts, you can have a basketball court, you can have a gym. And so instead of having to like go pay for a membership at LA Fitness and then go get a tennis court somewhere else, which is like excruciating amount of money, you have like your own communities that you can now walk in that are kind of segregated off from like natural society and such. So I mean, you get a lot for being in a condo association. A lot of millennials are loving that. Condos right now are actually, they went up since December. Nope, this is exactly what I anticipated. Once again, too, just like the single families, I'm misreading this right now. I'm reading backwards because of how it's all displayed right here. But the number of condos sold in December of 2018 was 160, and over January and February it was 125 both months. So there was a significant decrease there, and the days on the market went from 68 in December to over 80 in both January and February. So that means that, once again, those are just sitting on the market. Also, the median price dropped. Well, actually, that was... it went from 215.5 in December to 225 in January, so you've seen that 10K increase, and then it dropped by, it dropped to 207.5. It's late. I'm not doing math at this time, so do not judge me. I'm decent at math, but not doing it right now, though. Let's see who we got on here. And then in comparison to last year, I mean, it's the same exact thing. Winter months are killer, but flip side, serious buyers are out in the winter months. So do not let this deter you from ever selling in the winter in the future, because the chances of you having a buyer fall through is slim to none. Because if you got someone that's willing to walk out in 10-degree weather, I promise you they are there because they want to be there, and they're not just sitting there window shopping, because no one window shops in 10-degree weather. And if you do, I think you're crazy, and I know some people that could help you, but we won't talk about that on this video, so we'll move forward. Multifamilies, all right? Another one that suffered from, once again, this winter market. We went from 170 sold in December all the way down to 116 in February. And then the days on the market went from 47 to 68. So you see like a 20-day increase just from that. I'm interested to see what happens in this month and what comes up next month. But we're about 2 or 3 weeks out before that information kind of gets kicked out to us. And you can notice the same exact thing from the year before that and the year before that. So 2017 and 2016, you start noticing like those same shifts, those same drops right there, and those same patterns. So nothing to be scared of, nothing to be worried of. Cold market, nobody wants to be outside, only crazy people come out. So I hope that's interesting to you guys. I hope that's useful to you. Let's see what else we have here. I think I kind of touched on a lot of this stuff right here. This is mostly single family stuff for Rhode Island, comparing basically February 2019 to the 2018. I'll jump through it real quick for you guys. In 2019 February, there were 534 sales. In 2018 there was 588. So there's a pretty significant drop right there. A change of, I don't even know what that is right there, but it was a 9% change. And then the median price though stayed the same. So it was $250 then, it's $250 now. So that stayed pretty consistent. And then the average days on the market in 2019 was 72 versus 2018 where it was 65. So you can see that slowdown in the market over this past year, even though we're still in a seller's market strongly. I hope you guys can hear that. This little man upstairs is freaking out. Who do I got with me right now? Colby, thank you for joining. It is nice having you on here. And then the number of distressed properties went up by 1 as well. So it's not really, it's a 2% change. But there were more distressed properties in 2019 than there were in 2018. And what cool things can I tell you about the different cities that are out there right now? Significant changes. I didn't get a chance to look at this before I jumped on here. There's nothing that stands out for any of the cities to me. Everything's pretty consistent. So that's pretty much that. So I hope that if you guys are watching this, I'd love to know what your feedback is on learning some of that information. Do you find it valuable? Do you think that I should go more in detail with it? Do you want me to talk about what this means for sellers versus buyers? Where would you like me to go with that? So if you guys are watching this on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever, just drop a comment in there or even private message me if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, and just say, hey, I found this valuable, but this would have been a lot more beneficial because this is one of the first times I'm kind of doing this. So that's that. But that wraps it up for today. Like I said earlier, Jonathan Agudelo is going through some ish right now, and I would definitely appreciate if you kept him in your prayers, kept him in your thoughts, and just hope for better days for him and everything, because he's got a lot of stuff going on right now. Recap of this video. Today we spoke to the buyers and what you guys need to know when looking to start getting into the market to buy properties. The quick tips that I went through, and I'm not going to go through them again because you can just rewatch the video. I think those are the most important. That's exactly what I do with every single one of my clients. The moment that they come in, they say, I want to buy a property. Great. Here's a list of things that you should probably start looking into, and let's have our first meeting right after that, and kind of go from there, because it gets everybody, like I said, on the same page, and it sets a goal in mind, and it opens up that line of communication to make sure it's clear. Clear communication is so important, and that's once again why I do a lot of these videos, and why I'm pushing out this content, and why we do a lot of the back end stuff that you guys don't even know anything about, because you haven't worked with us yet maybe. And once you do, you start getting to see all that, because not everything is let out for you guys. You got all these chicks up there, all right? But like us on Facebook, hit the what's it called, see first next to that like button, so that way you can see our stuff pop up first when you're at Bolano Home. So hit that like and then go to see first and click that, and so that means that every single time you come on Facebook, if we just posted something, you're gonna get to see that first. And you can do that for a number of other things that you guys are into, but if you find value in this, definitely hit that. Next is subscribe to our YouTube page. And when you're there, hit the little bell so that way you can get notified when we do post up new things, because not everything is always hashtag real estate talk. Kevin, how we doing, buddy? Sorry guys, I'm dropping off right now. Kevin, thank you for joining. Everything's going great, man. Market is going nuts. We just got 3 properties on the contract the other day, so great stuff going on right now. Joanne, as of this exact moment, I don't have the statistics for that, but I can definitely get you that right after this, once I sign into our program here. But I can tell you there's a lot. What that exact number is, I do not know off the top of my head, but I will get that over to you in a few moments. So also, if you're on Instagram, definitely go and follow us there. We're always posting there. We have something going up just about every single day. Educational, fun, funny, and then even in our personal life, you get to see us dancing, you get to see us eating, you get to see us with some of our friends, you get to see us networking, you get to see what kind of people we are and what we're really into, and then also you get to see our dogs, the kids, and the whole nine. So you know who we are, basically. So definitely go into those 3 areas, and everything's on the Bolano Home. Facebook and Instagram is bolano.home, and as this business stuff keeps going, you understand why I did that. But moving forward from there, also remember, share these videos. If you've been doing it so far, love you, I appreciate you, we appreciate you. We love all the attention that you guys are helping bring to the page and helping educate other potential homeowners, buyers, sellers, the whole nine. We think that this, I mean, I keep doing this because I've had this extremely valuable to people, and I wish I had this when I was going to buy my first or even second house, because I was kind of off in the dark, and a lot of us, and this is of no fault of the realtors that I was working with at the time. So if you can see them, this isn't a pointing the fingers at them. This is just how the market is. When a new buyer comes in, a lot of you guys just like to say, I trust you, realtor. Here's my life. Let's go. And then you don't even have a lot of these tips that I've talked about, and you just kind of like shoot in the dark. Like, yeah, I want 3 beds and 2 baths, and yeah, and I want to live in Pawtucket. Well, there's so much more behind that. And you should understand what you're getting yourself into, because this is going to be a big purchase for you. And that's what these videos right here are for. I want you guys to be aware of the decisions you're making, so that way when you do get to that closing table, you don't hit the buyer's remorse, because all of a sudden now you see the big picture, and now you see everything that led up to that point, and you look back and you're like, wow, I paid that much for an inspection when I could have done this, or I could have done X, Y, and Z when I did this. And your realtor might have been thinking that they were working in your best interest. This isn't a shot at realtors. This is just saying that an educated buyer or educated seller, or being educated, makes your experience that much more beneficial and that much more positive. And that's what we all want. We want you to have a positive experience. We want you guys to enjoy the process. We want you guys to be proud of the decisions that you're making, and we want you to love the property that you're in afterwards. And being educated in advance from that is definitely the way that I feel, and a lot of people that join us here also feel. Kevin, the 7,500 from Rhode Island, I can't technically speak on that because I'm not a lender, so I can only get into this so much. But the $7,500 program is not back. It is, but it isn't. So it's not the same program. The program before was a grant and a forgivable loan. The baby's so loud right now. The $7,500 program was a grant before. It was a loan, or like a forgivable grant, a forgivable loan. What's there now is they're loaning you that money, and you owe that back at the end. So let's say, like, it's a great thing, but it's also, it depends on your situation and what you plan to do with the property. But when you go to sell that property, you got to pay that $7,500 back. And if you have equity, great. But if you don't, you got to come out of your pocket $7,500. Okay. I hope that answers your question, buddy. Keep the questions coming, though. While I'm talking, you keep shooting them, and I'll keep answering them. But like I said, last but not least, share these videos. Get the word out that these are here. Let people know that there are opportunities to learn about real estate and to feel more comfortable and realize that, yes, you can do this. If I did it with the money I was making at the time, and I did it by myself, and with the right mindset, and with the right realtor, and the right lender, and the right programs, and the right everything, I mean, you gotta take that chance and just talk to somebody and just say, hey, here's my situation. What do you think? And it doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost you a dime. You can do it online. It doesn't take up too much time, and it just lets you know, like, am I ready, or do I have a couple months to be ready, or am I a year away? We're working with some people right now that they had no clue that they were going to be pre-approved. Never mind pre-approved for what they got pre-approved for, and they were in awe, and now they're in the process of buying a property, and they're like, holy cow, like, I didn't realize this was possible. And that's like a real story. So you could be one of those people too, and you're not going to know unless you take that chance. And once again, it doesn't cost you a thing, and you don't have to take the hard credit pull per se in order to do it. There are ways to do this that can get you into the know-how to say, how likely of a chance are you going to get pre-approved, and for what number? So definitely contact us. Definitely shoot us a message in the inbox, and we can link you up with people that can get you guys either situated, credit repair, lenders, so on and so forth. So, honestly, Kevin, I do not know that answer. So for those of you that are just listening, Kevin wants to know if they charge interest on the $7,500 down program. There's the answer that I think I have, but I honestly don't know that answer, so I don't want to respond to that and give you bad information. So let me look into that, and I will reply right here for you, so that way you get that. But dude, great questions. Seriously, thank you. Yeah, share the video, and don't forget, when you share the video, every share equals 1 entry into that raffle that's going to happen next Wednesday, with all your names that end up on the 31st. So that's sharing everything #Real Estate Talk from episode 1 to episode 12, because I think you guys are getting me backwards right here. Once it's March 31st, we're never looking back at those shares again. So if you want to keep sharing them, we love you guys and we appreciate it. But the raffle for the next one is going to be for quarter 2. which will be April 1st all the way out till the end of quarter 2. Yes, sir. I can link you up with that person. But hey, everybody, that's it for today. I gave you guys everything I got. I hope today was beneficial for you guys. I feel like I gave you guys a lot of great tips to get you guys started. I hope I may have encouraged some of you to actually take that first step to try. If you fall and it doesn't work out for you, do not get discouraged, because just because it doesn't work today doesn't mean it can't work tomorrow. There are a lot of factors that determine whether or not you get pre-approved. Some of this history stuff, sometimes it's just debt you can pay off. So linking up with a credit repair person or a lender is definitely going to help you get yourself situated, so that way if you're serious and you truly want to buy a property, keep in touch with them. Touch base with them like on a monthly basis. Say, hey, this is where I stand. What are you thinking? Hey, this is where I stand. And they can run sometimes situational type of approvals where it's not going to be a real pre-approval, but they can kind of like look at your stuff from a high level and say, well, you're getting paid this much monthly or this, but I won't go into there. Try it out. Thank you, Joanne. Kevin, the YouTube page, the link is really, really long, which is the reason why I'm trying to get people to subscribe more. If I hit 100 subscribers, I can put youtube.com/Bolano.home. And so right now, it's you just got to search Bolano Home, and that should pop up. You'll see our logo there. Joanne, I appreciate you and all your shares. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. Once again, love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Share, 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 share. I will see you guys next Wednesday. We'll be picking out that name out of the hat. Maybe it's you, and if it is, we're going to be talking to you guys soon. Y'all have a great night, and enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe, all right? I'll see you guys later.